You just got into a car accident, and now everyone, from your insurance adjuster to the other driver's lawyer, is asking for the police report. You've tried calling the station, clicking around online, maybe even driving to the department in person, and you still don't have it. And without that report, your injury claim could stall or get denied entirely before it even begins. I'm Doug Burnetti, a Florida personal injury attorney, and in this video, I will walk you through exactly how to get your police report, whether the crash happened in Tampa or Orlando or anywhere else in the state, so that you can move forward with your case, protect your rights, and avoid wasting weeks chasing paperwork that should have taken 5 minutes. Why your police report matters in Florida. Let's get right to it. After a car accident here in Florida, getting your hands on the official police report is one of the first and most important steps you should take. You might be thinking, why bother with paperwork when I just want to get my car fixed or deal with insurance? But that police report isn't just paperwork. It's the foundation for almost everything that comes next. The insurance claims, personal injury claims, and even dealing with the other driver. In Florida, the police report is the official record of your accident. It documents what happened, where and when it happened, who was involved, the officer's initial observations. Insurance companies use it. Lawyers use it. The judge might look at it if your case ever goes that far. So let's walk through exactly how you get your police report after your car accident in Florida, step by step. Step 1, know when and why a police report is created. First things first, not every little scrape or fender bender gets a police report. In Florida, officers are required to file a crash report if the accident involves injury or death, results in at least $500 of property damage, was a hit and run, or was caused by a driver under the influence. If you call the police and they arrived at the scene, you should assume there's going to be a report. But what if you drove away, swapped insurance info, and nobody called the police? There might not be an official report, which can complicate things later on. My advice, whether you feel hurt or not, always call the police after a car accident, even if it seems minor. Sometimes injuries show up hours or days later, and you'll want that documentation. Step 2, wait for the report to be filed, but not too long. After the accident, the police will typically give you a small card with a case number on it. This is your golden ticket. Don't lose it. But here's something a lot of folks don't realize. The police officers almost never hand you the full report right there at the scene. They have to go back, do their paperwork, and officially file it. In Florida, the law gives officers up to 10 days to file their crash report. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it takes the full 10 days, especially if there are injuries or the accident was complicated. So give it a few days, but don't wait weeks. Mark your calendar for about a week after your accident. That's usually a safe window to start checking. Step 3, decide how you want to access your report. All right, you've given it some time. Now, how do you actually get your hands on the report? In Florida, you have a few options. Let's talk about the most common ones. The easiest and most convenient method for most people is to get it online. The Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles, often called FLHSMV for short, maintains a website, the Florida Crash Portal, where you can request and download your report. Here's how it works. Go to the Florida Crash Portal website. Enter the required details like the crash date, county, and either your last name, driver's license number, or the crash report number from the officer's card. 3, pay a small fee. Right now, it's $10 per report plus a $2 processing fee, but that could change. The site will let you download a PDF version of the report. Quick, easy, and no need to stand in line anywhere. If you'd rather not use the internet, you can request the report in person at the local police department, sheriff's office, or the Florida Highway Patrol trooper station that responded to your crash. Bring your ID, your case number, and be ready to pay a small fee. Some offices even let you mail in a written request if you prefer using the post office. Step 4, understand who can get the report and when. Here's something that surprises a lot of folks. In Florida, police reports are confidential for the first 60 days after the accident. That means they're not immediately part of the public record. So who can get them during those first 2 months? You can, absolutely. So can the people directly involved in the crash. They're lawyers, insurance companies, and law enforcement. If you're one of those people, you'll need to show proof, like driver's license, case number, or proof that you're representing someone involved. After 60 days, anyone can request a report, even news outlets or curious neighbors. But if you're the victim, or a driver in the crash, don't put this off. You want that report as soon as it's available. If your insurance company is dragging their feet or you're worried the other driver is trying to change their story, you don't want to be left empty-handed. Step 5. What to do if you can't find your report. So, what if you go online or call the police department and they can't find your report? Don't panic. This happens more than you might think. Sometimes the officer took longer to file the report. Sometimes there was a typo in your name or case number. Start by double checking the details you're using. If you have the card from the officer, use the exact case number on that card. Still no luck? Call the law enforcement agency that responded to your accident. If you're not sure which agency it was, look at where the accident happened. City streets are usually handled by the city police, highways by the Florida Highway Patrol, and county roads by the sheriff's office. Be polite, but be persistent. Sometimes reports get misfiled or delayed. If you're hitting a wall, this is a good time to reach out to a Florida personal injury attorney like me. We can help track down the report, and sometimes just having a lawyer ask makes things move faster. Step 6, double check the details in your report. Once you get the report, read it carefully. Don't just save it to your email or stuff it in a drawer. Mistakes happen and they matter. Look at the basics, your name, the date and time of the incident, the vehicles involved, the location. Does it match what actually happened? Did the officer write down the right insurance information? Are there details about injuries, road conditions, or who was at fault? Here's a real example. I had an Orlando report that said my client wasn't injured and drove away from the scene. In reality, he left in an ambulance with a neck injury. That little mix-up almost let the insurance company off the hook. We caught the error, got the officer to amend the report, and my client got the compensation he deserved. If you spot a mistake, call the law enforcement agency right away. Fixing errors is easier sooner rather than later, and those small details can be the difference between a denied claim and a successful claim. Step 7, share your report with the right people. Once you have your report, don't keep it a secret. Your insurance company will almost always ask for it. If you're considering a personal injury claim, your attorney will need it to build your case. Sometimes the other driver or their insurance may request a copy too, but talk to your lawyer before sharing anything directly with them. If you're working with a doctor for accident injuries, bring your report with you to your next appointment. It helps your medical team understand how the accident happened and can support your treatment plan. Common questions about getting a police report in Florida. Let's hit a few of the questions I hear most often. How long does it take to get the report? Usually about 5 to 10 days. If it's taking longer, call the agency and follow up. In the case of a death caused by in an accident, it can take several months. But the 5 to 10 days refers to auto accidents that do not involve death. Can I get the report if I wasn't one of the drivers, but I was a passenger? Yes, you can. Passengers and vehicle owners are allowed to request a report. Do I need a lawyer to get my report? No. But if you're struggling to get it, or you think the report will be important for an injury claim, it's smart to talk to a lawyer. Will getting the report cost me anything? Yes, it usually costs $10 plus a small processing fee if you get it online. What if I lost the car with the case number? No problem. You can still search by the date, location, and your name, or call the police department for help. Why getting your report quickly protects your rights. Let me tell you why speed matters. In Florida, the sooner you have the police report, the sooner you can move forward with your insurance claim. If you wait too long, stories can change, details fade, and you lose leverage. Insurance companies count on delays to deny or limit your claim. And if you end up needing a lawyer, the report helps us start your case off strong. A quick story. I worked with a family from Tampa who waited weeks before getting their report. By then, the other driver's insurance had already gotten their hands on it and started spinning their own version of the event. We were able to turn things around, but it took some extra effort. Don't let that be you. What to do next after getting your report? You have your police report. Now what? Review it, send it to your insurance, and if you're hurt or have questions about your rights, call a Florida personal injury attorney right away. Remember, the report is just the first step in protecting yourself after a crash. There's a lot more to do. and the next decisions you make are just as important. So, you just learned exactly how to get your police report after your Florida car accident, step by step, with real tips for avoiding the common mistakes I see every day. But don't stop here. The next video you need to watch is called Florida Car Accident, 5 Things You Must Do Immediately After. Trust me, those first actions after a crash can make all the difference for your claim, your recovery, and your financial future. Don't risk getting tripped up by the insurance companies or missing out on what you deserve. Click over now, and I'll see you over there.